Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No pain for there to see. Breathe just like a weed, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip gods into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
All right, guys, let's get this party started. If you want a reading, be sure and visit my stand store. It is linked in the description below. And as always, we have a fair use, a disclaimer. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you like it. Let's get it going. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Astrology for Mystics with Jenn. I'm Jenn. I'm your host. I map the missing. I am an astrologer that uses the tool of astrology to help me find the missing, or they can be located. It's definitely an ongoing study. And if you don't understand, or if you want to understand this method better, I show it in my intro every time I go live, or almost every time I go live. But hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, Americans want peace. Jeff is in the house. Jill, hey, babe. D Green isn't late. That's what she's saying. And yeah, where is April? April is probably working her butt off. She is probably gonna catch it on replay. But hello, guys. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're going to be talking about Nancy Guthrie today. Yep, we're going to be talking about Nancy Guthrie and, just waiting on people to catch up, basically. Just waiting on people to catch up. I know that I don't have a big channel like a lot of these YouTube streamers. I map the missing. And so a lot of times people, they just don't understand the process and they don't understand astrology could actually do something like that. But you know what? Pluto and Aquarius is going to help us out with that over next few decades. And speaking of, we have every so many years we have a Jupiter return. We will have a Uranus return. We will have a Saturn return, a Chiron return. And there are certain things that an astrologer like myself can get little hints, about a certain case. For instance, Nancy Guthrie was going through a Uranus return. Her Uranus is in Taurus. What does that mean? That means that she gets a shakeup about money with groups. It could be earthly, materials like gems, diamonds, resources of the earth, but it's definitely monetary value. We know that there was a gem show going on when Nancy Guthrie went missing. We know that there was a lot of things going on with ICE. She was posting on her Facebook about Alex Pretti. She was really upset about that. Her friend Anne taught school in Minnesota, right? Some of you may not know that. But that is where the map comes in. That's where the investigation comes in with the map. Once I draw these geometric angles that you see with the astrology, it begins to tell a story. Okay. It begins to tell a story, whether that is challenges with Nancy that she was having, whether that's good things that was going on at the time with Nancy when she went missing. I can tell a lot of things. I can tell a lot about her case by using this method. It's really not that complicated. And a lot of people would be better off, I think, if they opened their minds and spirits up to something much greater than themselves. That is what the mapping has done for me is it's opened different perspectives up. That is for sure, especially when looking and studying maps. The other thing that was taking place when Nancy went missing, besides the gym show, besides her going through a Uranus return, was uh, millions of documents with Epstein had just dropped. The Epstein files had just dropped. It was Imbolc, right? It was Imbolc, the Celtic tradition of Imbolc. We had a lot of things going on. The ambassador of Israel was in town. He had just gotten in town. The ambassador for Israel. We know that she is a hardcore Democrat, and so is Chris Nanos. They share the same affiliation with their political party. We know that Nancy Guthrie's son in law worked with the Clintons or still works with the Clintons. They're die-hard Clintons fans, so I would imagine that she's met the Clintons. And we know that the Clintons were having their deposition as well that was coming up, right? Their deposition was coming up. Lots of political things were going on when she went missing, so it's hard to tell from an astrological standpoint about this Uranus return, although we can get a hint when we look at her map. So, let's talk about first, before I show you the map, let's first talk about the transits and what is taking place with the transits right now because they're telling a story too. They're telling a story. And I can promise you one thing I recognize patterns big time, very quickly. And the patterns that I see in Nancy and her family's charts tell a story. Like, for instance, her son in law, Tommy, he is going through a Chiron return. It's not an easy transit. It can take you down through there. especially it depends on where, what time he's born, where it is in the houses, but he's going through a Chiron return, not an easy transit. It doesn't just come over them one day when these returns take place. It takes place for months, years. And Chiron, although Chiron is in Taurus right now, Chiron is not only going to make it to a 0051 in Taurus before it dips back into Aries and comes right over Tommaso once again. Okay. So we've got a while with this case. This case is not going to be solved. If it is solved, it's not going to be solved anytime soon. Although July is going to open up a lot of a lot of controversy. I've got notes, pages, front page and back. And guys, we have until 2032. We got some major stuff that is going to be coming upon humanity. And it's not just tech. Okay. But that's for another live. That's for another live. Good morning, Peace Love Jeeves. Good morning, honey. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, guys. So let's look at the transits real quick. And because I want you to understand that as we are rising in Leo, let me go ahead and let me stop this. Hold on. Let me stop this and because I want to be able to show you my entire screen so I can draw on the mat on the wheel of astrology. Let's do this. Let's not show the comments on the stage and let's go ahead and share my entire screen with you guys. All right. So let's look at this because right now we are rising in Leo. All attention is on the kids, on education, teachers. And I just saw where the North Node, actually right here, I just saw where the North Node of Savannah has just come in to give us some information. So we'll be looking at her North Node, no doubt about it. It's about her destiny, the destiny. There's a lot of things going on today with Mr. Mike Feldman, her Savannah's husband. He is in transit with Missouri. There is a major transformation with him today. Major transformation with him today. And he is having, we may need to look at him. We definitely may need to look at him. I can see that not only is he in transit, Israel and Fort Huachuca is as well. Israel and Fort Huachuca. Interesting. And Israel and Fort Huachuca, we have an opposition to Virginia. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. We are coming into fate with the state of Arizona and their relationship and past relationship with Vladimir, the president of Russia. I can see that there is definitely a shakeup that's going on with Tucker Carlson. We all know what that is about. And it's shaking up. There's a lot of things that are shaking up the New York Stock Exchange. And look at this. Look at this. The 26 degree with Mars. Okay, let's bring up Nancy's chart real quick. Let me make sure that that is Mars has just went over her Uranus. It's shaking things up. But let's look at Mike. Let's look at Mike right now. Let's look at Mike. What can I tell with Mike? Okay, so Chiron is not going to come here just yet. Let me look at him. I want to show you the 401 that he has in his chart. No matter what time he's born, Hillary, and Missouri, there is a major transformation with home, with values, with family that are connecting him with Hillary Clinton and Missouri. So let's look at that. Let's look at that. What else does he have? Hold on. There's something else that he had. I thought that he had. Evidently not. Okay. All right. Let's look at the map. Let's go to the map, guys, because this is about to get interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's look at the map. Okay, so this is where Nancy went missing. This is her home. And I'm going to take us to Minnesota because that is what her last post was. And it had to do with Minnesota right up here. And I'm going to turn on the lines to show and the addresses. Let me take it down to the addresses. Where Nancy was vocal on Facebook about Alex Pretti and is showing that that is where she teaches. And then here's the Mayo Clinic, which is a Saudi Arabia connection. Okay, so let's look at this. Let me take the natal. Let's take the missing and the FBI. Okay, so this is where leads come in on this angle with the FBI. Leads are coming in. And this is from the FBI chart, just so you guys know. I mean, I don't pull this out of thin air, okay? Now, check this out. Her natal North Node in Virgo that is going south is in a good standing with timing. There's a timing here with Chronos, and it's in Taurus. And so there is a fated angle that has taken place right here because it's with her nodes of fate. And it's about money. It's about values. It's about evidence. And there, like I said, there's a fate. And this is where the FBI comes in. Now, look, this is where Alex Pretti was taken out right here. And this is important. Let me tell you why this is so important for you guys to understand. Whether you understand this method or not, you don't have to. I'm the astrologer. I'm going to tell you what this means. The weight of money and values is in conversation with a divine justice here. Annie's Hades that is conjuncting Astraea in Taurus. Let me show you that on Annie's chart. Okay, let me show you that. So it is divine justice. It's a 19 degree. It's a 1911. And it is conjunct Hades at a 1720. And this is in Taurus. It's about money. This is about values. This is about things that we own. We could even pull up ICE. Of course, I've got their chart. Of course, I do. You better know it. Here is where it's really going to get interesting for you guys. Okay. This 1911 and 1720. Remember that 1911, 1720. When Nancy goes missing, Nancy's missing. Let's go back. I've been looking at JFK Jr., been looking at a lot of things going on. Nancy's case. And where is she missing here? Let's go to where she's missing. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. Guthrie. Right here. Let's take it right here. Wait till you see this. I mean, I'm not making it up. Wait till you see it. What, guys, wait till you see it. Okay, so this is 9:30 in the morning. There's definitely things going on at 9:30 in the morning. There's a lot of energy going with a lot of warring. She's having a lot of warring. This could be with ice. Okay. Now watch this. Watch this. Just watch. We're going to look at Jupiter in Cancer. That's what we're looking for. Because you see that there is a 1723 and we want it to come to that 1720. We want it to come to the 1720 because it's going to matter when I show you the time. It's going to matter because it's going to activate that host of Nancy's. It's going to activate right here. And that's at 7:30 p.m. So where is Nancy? We know where Nancy's at. She's at Tomaso's, right? Okay, now let's look. I can tell you that there is conversations here that are taking place with two people, Saudi Arabia. That's a Saudi Arabia and the state of Tennessee. And then I see that the moon conjunct this right here is opposing. The moon is opposing Nancy. Actually, the moon isn't opposing Nancy. Actually, the moon is coming over Nancy's transformation with kids, with her kids, with publicity. The moon is gracing her Pluto. There's a lot of attention on her Pluto. There's an intense transformation that is taking place with Nancy at this moment. At this moment. And so I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to stop it here. There is also Neptune is gracing Annie's Neptune here, the things that are hidden with authority. And this authority, okay, is opposing Nancy's Virgo Neptune. I don't expect you to remember all this, but just wait. Just wait, because I'm about to bring a little bit of something, something here for you. Okay, so this is what is really mattering because there's an expansion with Annie and the weight that she has with her mother that is going to ICE and to Minnesota. Okay. I can pull up Minnesota's chart. I can show you all of that, but I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you. So when we go back, right, when we go back to this right here and we look, we know that it's involving Minnesota and Alex Pretti. We know that right next to it, this is where her friend Anne on public records, it shows that she is a teacher here or was a teacher, her friend Anne. And then down here with this conjunction, there's a shakeup. There's a shakeup right here with the Mayo Clinic that is connected to Saudi Arabia. This is where her natal Saturn is going. And there's an investigation with her, the government, the governing bodies of Saudi Arabia. Nancy was, she was not just a school teacher or, she worked at the university. She worked at the university. So this Uranus that is shaking her up right here, right here. There it is. This is where right there by Zorro Ranch, right? Right there by Zorro Ranch. There's Clifton, Arizona. There's the aerospace, Collins Aerospace, that the missing Neptune and Aries was going, and it was shaking her up. There is a lot of shakeups here, and we could keep on going. We could keep on going to the other countries. The other opposition that she was having that's major, absolutely major, that Nancy was having is a Neptune. It's a Neptune opposition with Saturn. And when I tell you about her Neptune, I want you to understand that this Neptune that she has in Virgo, oh, where's it at? It's right here. There it is. This is the Neptune in Virgo that was critical. It is critical with Saturn. What is Saturn? Saturn is authority, and it could be about healthcare. It's definitely about things of the past, endings, death. What we don't see with health and long travels with the flame of life is on this angle. And guess where it connects to? You guessed it, Israel, Missouri, and Russia. And I do know that yours truly, Mike Feldman, who is in transit today all day long with a major transformation with home and family. Well, there is an Israeli connection, whether you are Democrat or Republican. There is a Democrat Republican connection to Israel. It's where the money is, honey. That's where the money is. The lobbying. Okay. We know that. We know that. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The FBI, they have groups that could be money related. It's bringing a lot of attention on this angle. Possible border patrol, parks, schools, government related, worthy of investigation. Let's see if the missing is here. And of course it is. You know it is. The missing sun in Aquarius with the fifth house of kids. It's rising. There is a rising here with contracts. There is a shakeup that is happening right here. So I want to follow this and I want to show you the addresses that are going to come about. I want to show you the addresses. We're going to look at that full moon in Leo as well, because that was definitely gracing her with a lot. A lot. There's Chase Bank. There's the School of Finance here on East River Road. There's where the vigil was held for Nancy. The futuristic with the sun in Aquarius that's in a good standing right here with contracts. Well, it was foreseen when she went missing. That's what Aquarius is. It's showing you the things that are coming. Here's where the Banner Medical Imaging Center is. Agave title. There's a title company here. Agriculture. Let's see what this is showing. White man at mobile home. Somebody brought to my attention early on in the case. Banner University Medicine. The cancer center. Okay, if we think about if we think about Epstein, do we know if he had prostate cancer or not? Was he doing any research on cancer with the prostate cancer? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering because it does it does make me wonder if this is possible that the FBI having this 11th house of groups that bring them a shakeup about things of the past right here. If that could have anything to do with Mr. Epstein himself. I mean, and anybody that thinks he's dead, you haven't been paying attention. And that's not conspiracy. It just is what it is. Think somebody like him is going to be dead. Here's another person that you know, if you've been watching this channel, that is high on my list because William Hubie is an absconder. This is the boyfriend of Kayla Day, the friend of Luke Daly. The friend of Luke Daly, you know, who he got arrested with at the Walmart before Nancy went missing. Remember that? Well, Kayla and Luke are friends, which means that William and Luke are friends. That's what that would tell me. William Hubie is an absconder. He's about 13 years Kayla Day senior, 13 years older. He did prison time for illegally smuggling illegals from Mexico into Arizona and hit a woman head on, unaliving her, and he spent time in prison for that. This is where public records show that he had a property. Here is the Treehouse Apartments. We're just going to keep on going because I want you guys to see all that I have on this map. Because I'm not playing. I'm not playing when it comes to looking for the missing. I don't play. Ah, now we're getting somewhere, guys. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Epstein paid $50,000 of gratitude to the Charity Foundation for Consciousness Studies. He was all about research. And you can see that that green line goes right over that university where the foundation is that he gave so much money to. Again, there's a shakeup here with groups. Contracts are seen here. There's a little contract. We also see that the Banner University Medical Center, the emergency room is here. Banner University Medicine, Epstein. Oh, he was all about there. Ah, now we see this is where Annie works. That's where Annie works. Could it have been somebody from her poetry center? Anybody that she met at the poetry center? There's Savannah's old sorority house. Agriculture for Arizona University. Here is the School of Middle Eastern and North African Study. This is Minas at the university. It's right beside this. All of these lines are connecting to war, firearms, warring, South Africa, mining, and Hillary Clinton. I can't stress it enough. University of Arizona, Steward Observatory. Again, big shakeup right through here. The College of Science. We got the NRC here. Got the NRC. I've got a Marcus Flores. And then we've got Carletta's Kitchen. Carletta's Kitchen. This is where Carletta's Kitchen, she also has another one there. And again, we're looking at connections to Hillary Clinton working at Carletta's. Here again, William Hubie, his address in March 2025. Again, William Hubie is the boyfriend of Kayla Day, she is still locked up. He is still an absconder, don't know where he's at. Let's keep on going. There's the Pima County Sheriff's Office. This is where the FBI gets a shakeup with their investigations with groups, and that would be the Pima County Sheriff's Department with Chris Nanos. They get a shakeup with him. We've got a gym store here at Jim Deal. There's Jim Deal. This is where we can find Mary Ann Blevins. This is where she worked. El Rio Health. El Rio Health. Nancy's friend, Mary Ann Blevins. Mary Ann. Mary Ann Blevins, right here. Right here. And we do know that she was supposed to see her friends. Remember? She was supposed to see her friends, but she didn't make it. Anthony Sanchez. Then we've got the Diamond Casino. There's a casino right here. There was any money being owed to any organization or any group from Tommaso, it could be here. So if he owed any money, and let me tell you something. This Apollo and Libra that he has is being opposed today. It's about to start a 24 opposition with him today. 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 Like within hours. Hell, it might be doing it right now. It's a 422. But his is in Libra. And Neptune is in Aries, so he's already feeling it. May not have anything to do with money. Maybe they decided that they needed to put her in a safe place. Maybe they needed to, maybe they decided to put her in a safe place. The FBI, we can also see that the international airport is here. We know that this is where the Israeli ambassador would have flew in. It's right here. The Israeli ambassador would have flown in the day that she goes missing right here. There's Raytheon, building 847, Raytheon 801. We know that Raytheon is, there's funding there. Now we've got another casino. So now we've got another casino that is connecting Taurus and Aries. That's what was being activated the morning that she goes missing. There was a lot of activation with the warring with ice, with war. It was going down, man. It was going down. Let's see what else we got. Let's keep on going. Another old address for William Hubie. And we can see that Tommaso again is right here. If there was anybody that contracted anyone, William Hubie would have been a great one. Great one. There's a cemetery. There's Denny's. This is where his girl worked. Kayla Day. This is where she worked. There's William Hubie's dad. William Hubie's dad is right here. Intense transformation with law enforcement. Connects to New Mexico and Texas. There's Dan Chitwood. And we can just keep on going and wait till you see it. There's the landfill. There's Carlos. Remember Carlos in Rico? Well, there he is, right there. All safe storage, Santa Cruz storage. And then there is the truck border. This is around where they were looking for Nancy recently. Recently. We can keep on going down, see if I've got anything else. And I do. Sure do. This is where Nancy's husband allegedly had a heart attack. Right here. This is where her husband allegedly had a heart attack when Savannah, Annie, and Cameron were younger. Connects to Israel, Missouri, and Russia. That 2941 is significant because there was an opposition with Saturn. But this is where he allegedly had a heart attack. And you can't make it up. This is coming from her address all the way down. The Vesta in Sagittarius is a square. And that Sag energy is about long travels. It's about his death because Vesta reignites a flame of life. And it's about other countries, immigration. And we can go back up. Let's turn off these addresses, turn off the missing in the FBI. And let's look at this angle right here. Let's look at this angle. We're going this way. So we're going to look at this angle because there's a square here and I want to see what all is on that angle. This is geometry, guys. This is geometry. And it's not difficult. We're just going to follow it. Hey, Army vet, Michelle, Orb Attraction, good to see you guys. guys. Good to see you guys. So check this out. All right. Let's turn on the addresses again. We are going to go over this property. So I've got some of the neighbors on here. I'm going to have to see who owns this one because now I'm interested. I'm interested to see who owns this one. Who owns this property on North Camino Miraval or something like that. Okay. But let's just keep going. Let's see where this takes us because now I've got the addresses on. There's Public Works building. I'm not thinking that. Annie's map. Okay, so I guess there was something on Annie's map here. Annie's map. Nail salon. Ooh, interesting. Interesting that this is the nail salon right here on this line. Interesting. There's a church. Annie's map nail salon. Interesting. And then there is Annie and Tommaso's home. And it's going right over next door neighbor of Annie's who lives in behind them right here. So I'll find out who that is. I'll put that on her map. Let's keep going. So we know that Annie, the nail salon. Okay. Annie and the nail salon, Bashas. Interesting that that is also on Annie's map. So this, if I remember correctly, this is a grocery store. Jesus Javier, I've got right there. We're going to Sunset Road. See if the FBI and the missing is here as well. Okay, so the FBI is here. They've been here before. Communications cameras, 2 people. That could definitely be, Annie and Tommaso. Higher learning. But we're going to see where this is going to take us. We're going to see where it takes us because we don't want to just stop. Sunset Road. We don't want to just stop. We want to keep going. I don't know why I've got that road there. Let's keep going. We're going to go all the way. It looks to. Okay, so this conjunction with the FBI is where the port of entry, St. Louis, Arizona. So St. Louis, Rio, San Louis, I don't whatever it is, San Louis. This is where the port of entry into Mexico is. Right through here. And then we're right here, San Diego. And that's where it goes to where Maxwell is allegedly held, as well as Saudi Arabia. Capricorn goes all the way to China. Okay. Shake up with relationship and communications, Eagle Mining Company. And then that conjunction is the scam ransom. The scam ransom. Okay, so that conjunction is going to be there with the relationship. And of course, there is a relationship that shakes them up about money. And that is definitely the scam, the ransom in Torrance. That's where Derek lives, is in Torrance, California. Okay. Okay, so we see that. Now let's look at the weight that was coming over Annie and wait until you see her connection with Kayla Day. So let me go to there it is. Okay, so here it is. Now I want to transit into her. This is where the weight of money, the weight of home, the weight of family is going right here. It's right here. Weight of money and values in conversation with divine justice. And this was activated Let me go ahead and put that there. It was activated when Nancy went missing. Was activated when Nancy went missing. Kayla Day shares this degree in Cancer. Big time, big time, big time. Oh, orbit traction. Thank you, darling. Thank you for the gift. Oh, I love you watching me, Michelle. Thank you, honey. I'm glad that you love it. Okay, so let's turn on the addresses again. Parking area. That's where the Saturn is. So anybody that would have parked there, any. Okay, let's see if the FBI is here. And the FBI is here. So yeah, that's right. This is where leads come in. So we're just going to watch this angle. We're just going to look at this. This right here is Taco Bell cups. Annie is also here with the World Health, two people, communications. Bitcoin. Okay, let's see what that is. A past address for Ryan McDaniel. Let me tell you who Ryan McDaniel is. Let me go back. Let me go back to Peter's house. Peter McGall, an engineer, same work, Nancy's husband. Same work that Nancy's husband did, so does Peter. Peter rents this home. The rental. Ryan McDaniel is a construction worker. He is an owner of a construction company, and he has lived here. He has rented this property. And if he hasn't, it's on public records showing that he has. So, his other past addresses I have on the map. Okay, this is worthy of looking at Annie. Annie's Vesta in Leo is in a good standing right here. This was in transit as well with Neptune when Nancy went missing. Interesting. Interesting. It says flame of life is reignited with a lot of attention with religion, university, attention, schools, immigration, international, law, river, lawyers, judge, court. So Peter rented that property to Ryan. And so this is also another past address for Ryan. Now you know who Ryan is. Now you know. Now you know. Because you're not going to find this information anywhere else. I mean, let's be real. You're not going to. There's the CVS. We know that she went to the CVS, right? This is where CVS, right? Ryan McDaniel. Okay. Let's keep on going and see where this is going to take us. See if there's any more addresses. And there is Mount Lemon Water District. There's the fire hall. Oracle Ridge Mine. Ridge Mine. I've shown this time and time again on the map. But for anybody that is just joining and you don't know that this is possible, it is, guys. It is. It is. It's possible. Here's the laboratory, Los Alamos National Laboratory. This is where the training center is. And I don't know if you guys know about this place, but well, think about General McCaslin. Okay. Los Alamos and National Laboratory. Think about McCaslin. Let me just show you. Los Alamos. Can't get in because guess what? Hold on. What is that, a toll? Yeah, turn around. So this is going into Los Alamos. All right. A White Rock Training Center for the lab. Mm. And then here's Santa Fe. Santa Fe is down here with the government office. Let's keep on going. Make sure that we're not going to Bellevue. Ah, what? Again, we're back in Minnesota. We're back here, guys. Do you understand what I'm talking about? The wait for Annie with her mother, it was activated with ICE. Activated. It was expanding with the law and the justice for Alex Pretti. It is a big deal. It was a big deal when she went missing. It is a big deal for her. It is a big deal for her. Shake up with investigation to slow down business woods. How about ICE? How about ICE? Let's see. Let's see what else we have here. There's Arizona. Arizona, the state of Arizona is coming right here as well. Arizona receives leads about things of the past right here, right here in Minnesota. It's unbelievable how beautiful a map can tell us the story of what was taking place. And for the people, oh, I don't believe in any of that. You know what? This isn't a belief. I'm showing it to you. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, and I'm waiting for people to catch up. This is political. There is a political, there was a lot of things going on in the political arena. And it just makes me want to pull ice, because I've got, if there is anything that's been created, I've got the chart for it. Immigration and customs, immigration and customs, right? Right now, Venus in Leo is opposing them today. Right now, their values are being opposed. Venus is in an opposition right now with immigration and customs enforcement with their Neptune. It sure is. Sure is. So there is a learning here, a learning, something that they learn or something that they teach. Okay. They're going to teach a little something, something. Well, that degree is a 1449. It's a 1449. This degree goes to Epstein. Now let's go down, and this goes to Colorado. The 353 goes to Colorado. They're fated with Colorado. Fated, especially with long travels and immigration. So, and it could be, other things, but that 1449 definitely calls on me. It calls on me because I want to show you Nancy's chart. And I want to show you why I'm speaking on that degree because watch this. The physician that brings her enlightenment with her health is a 1449. It's a 1449. So she is connected. No matter it doesn't matter if it's in the same sign, she is connected. She is not only connected to ice, but she is also connected to the New York Stock Exchange. She is also connected to the World Trade Organization. She has major connections to Hillary Clinton in her chart. Major connections to Hillary Clinton. She also has a lot of I can tell in Nancy's chart that she is I don't wanna say nosy because I'm nosy. I don't wanna say it in a derogatory manner and mean, that's not my intent. What I'm saying is that she knows a lot. She knows a lot about stuff. And when it comes to finances, when it comes to values, there is a noticeable transformation that was taking place with her in the public eye, and it was coming. It was definitely coming for her, and it did come for her, you know? It did come for her. So hold on. My screen is getting all well, that was crazy. Do y'all see me again? That was crazy. Somebody shutting me up. Whoa. And I've got a small channel, so it's not like, there's a bunch of people watching. That was crazy. Lord. Okay, let's move on. Let's keep on going here. Let's don't skip a beat. We ain't gonna be stopped. Are y'all with me? Tell me yes. Tell me yeah. Tell me you are with me again, and I'm not just sitting here by myself hanging out. Let me know. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, cool. So, looking at Minnesota's chart, hold on. Come back on. Okay, so y'all do see me. Let me show you the whole thing. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Let me look at the whole one. Let's look at this. Let me just look at this for just a second. I haven't looked at it in quite a hot minute, but I'm taking note. Okay, yeah. So you see this 652, this 652. This is where there is a teaching from Minnesota, and that 652 is, wait for it, Savannah Guthrie is fated with that 652. The 652 was in transit at 9:30, around 9:30 p.m. Let me show you. Let me show you because degrees matter, literally. Degrees matter in the state of matter. Other astrologers need to, start chiming in about these. They need to start taking note because they do. They are definitely, when they activate, you're moved, okay? You're moved with expression. So the 652 that we see in Minnesota's chart, now watch. When I show you Savannah's lunar nodes are a 652. 652. So I do know, and we can see that, and I don't know what time she was born, but I do have that relationship in the government at the 1449 as well that is connecting immigration, ICE, and Nancy, as well as Savannah. So I've just, this the way that I have her map or mapped out. So the 652 definitely going to Minnesota. And when we look at what time that was taking place with Mars, when Nancy went missing, now watch this. It's going to flip y'all out. Hold on. It's going to flip you out. Watch 652. So at 9:30 in the morning, it's at a 6:29, but we're going to get it to that 652 because that Mars is going to be taking action with Savannah Guthrie and the fate with the vehicle. Mars is a vehicle, guys. Watch this. Boom, there it is. That's 9:32 p.m. 9:32 p.m. And the moon has already went over Nancy Guthrie, major transformation that was taking place with her. And then this moon is going to come to a 4 degree and it's going to conjunct Vulcanus. It's going to be at a 424 in Leo. Well, that's Nancy's. That's her Pluto. That's her Pluto degree. So this is the chart that is showing a lot, absolutely a lot that is going on with Minnesota. Minnesota. Right here. Hold on. Sorry, I thought that you guys could see it. So the 652 right here, Mars, this is the vehicle right here. That 652 is going over the North Node, the fate that is coming in the future with Savannah Guthrie. With Savannah. So her kids were activated, right? Her kids, Nancy's kids were being activated for sure with the things that were taking place with Nancy right before she went missing. So as you can see, there's the 652. Mars was hanging out and it was like, okay, here we go. You're about to be transformed with fate. Just wait for it because it's coming. It's coming. And it did. It did come for her. Now, if we take that chart and we look at Nancy Guthrie's, if we take this chart with Minnesota, Minnesota is going to be on the left, and this time frame at 9:32 p.m. with the 652, there is a teaching with relationships with Minnesota. There's this teaching that's happening, and it's fated with groups, with organizations, with Savannah Guthrie. Okay. Now watch this. So, what is happening here? Well, I can tell you one thing. The things that were going on in Minnesota, this is what was happening. This is what was happening. See this Eris, the goddess of war and strife? She's at a 2439. She's at a 2439. And this is where there is a lot of attention that is going on in Minnesota at a 2439. ICE was coming into the homestead, the home, that's Cancer, creating a lot of havoc and attention on the state of Minnesota. And this was happening at the same time that Nancy is going missing. We can go back to her post on Facebook. There's a divine justice that is taking place. I mean, I can't make it up. We see that Saturn is at a 2839. Well, Saturn is coming here to the 2848 with the values of Alex Pretti and the death of Alex Pretti. Okay. And I could keep on going. I could keep on going looking at these two charts and telling you that I thoroughly believe that there was a lot more that was taking place with Nancy's case than people are actually given credit to. There's a lot of political things that were happening. Lots of it. There's major transformation that has taken place in California because they have the 342. So the Pluto, there was massive changes that were coming for people in California. And they were protesting. There was a lot of protesting happening in California when she went missing. So we go from Minnesota, California, and then we do know that it was a couple of days later, 2 or 3 days later, that there was actually a ransom that came in, a ransom. So the 1720, the weight the weight of values was on Annie at the time with her mom. And the Mars is right there just sitting all comfy on Savannah's North Node. This would seem a slam dunk, okay, but we got to take into consideration. I think we've got to take into consideration the moon was full. Okay, so the moon is full right here with relationships with Minnesota and all attention on the death of Alex Pretti. I can take a look at ICE. I can start putting them on here, but I'm telling you that there is something more, something so much more than what we have really talked about. Other countries, other political figures, and, Nancy's daughter is saying, she was interviewing the victims of Epstein. There's a lot of things going on. And if you want to hurt Savannah, all you got to do is take her mom. That's all you got to do. Take her mom. Oh, thank you, Truth Warrior. You just come in to chat and you just keep watching, and you're gonna learn so much. You're gonna learn so much. I appreciate you guys being here. Hey, Stella, Purple Crafton, good to see you. Cam Gals is in here, Laura's in here, Two Steppin', Dinah, Rocket Gal. I just love you guys. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's get back to the map. Let's get back to the map because I want you guys to see that Hades is coming here. The other thing that I want you guys to understand is that Kayla Day, this is also where she is coming. There is a breakup. There is a letting go with money, with values here. She has the 1720 in her chart. Kayla Day does. No matter what time she's born, she's got Kayla Day. Kayla. She has a 1720, a 1721 in her chart. I'm sorry, a 1719 or a 720. It depends on what time she's born. So let's say that she's born in the morning. Let's get that 647. Let's get it to a six. Yeah, let's leave it right here. 647 or 648. That's where she's going to connect with Luke Daly. Okay. So Jupiter was expanding with a lot of emotions at home with Kayla. It was expanding, okay? She wasn't in jail yet. It was expanding. Anything Jupiter touches, it expands. So watch this. Watch this. So that's 1720. Let's just look at Kayla with that 1720 now. Because I can figure that this Minnesota stuff could have definitely had something to do with Nancy going missing. It was so much. It was just so much that was taking place. So let's go to this 1720. Where's the Vulcanus? Hold on. Did I not put it in there? Okay, let's do that. Let's put that in there right now. So a 1720 is going to be 90, 100, 97, 107. Okay. Now we're cooking here. Right there. Let's just keep it going. 107. There's the expansion right there with Kayla. And let's go ahead and get it with a trine. I want to see if there's a trine, and it is trine with Vesta, the flame of life. Where is the flame? It's at a 10-degree in Pisces. Oh, shoot. Hold on. There it is. So the 10-degree was with Pisces is going to be a 340. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So Kayla, Vulcanus in Cancer, trine Vesta in Pisces. Okay. Whether or not she had anything to do with it or not, that trine should, open up some, some good juju for her if she didn't have anything to do with it. Let's go back down, let's make sure. Let's take Savannah off. Let's put this at a yellow. Let's go back down. Here we go. Now, let's take Kayla off, and let's just look at this one right here, and let's look at the addresses. Let's go back down. Let's look at the address to see if we can get any clue as to why this was showing up for her as well. Wasn't showing up for Luke, it was definitely showing up for her. So, let's look at her, and let's turn on the addresses. Okay, we've got the construction home right there. Let's go, let's take it this one. Let's go this one. So we're in between the houses where Nancy Grace interviewed Jeff. There's the vacant home right there. We're going to this 5760 property as well. It's 5760. Let's look at that for a minute. There it is. Can't really see it. All right, we got a white truck right there. Okay, let's keep on going. Let's see what else we can find. There's a dumpster. Guest Resort Ranch. Kurt Stinson with Engel and Volkers. Nancy's friend Vicky, who is online, her church friend. There she is. Hey, Janet. And then we've got, ooh, look at that. Ryan McDaniel. We got Ryan McDaniel showing up once again. Ryan McDaniel. Interesting, Ryan. Second time that he is showing up. See, that is where Jupiter was expanding right here with a lot of teaching having to do with religion, law, immigration. Jupiter is all about that immigration. Let's see if the FBI is here. Yes, the FBI is here. What we don't see at home and the media. Okay. Let's keep going. Castle Roofing. We got Castle Roofing right here. Got a roofing company that I've got on the map. And what else can we find here? What else? There's Mexico, the international airport. Remember, this is where a bunch of drones were flying. After she goes missing, the FAA, they shut it down. Drones. There's something going on here. It was really weird. Y'all remember that? It was so weird. Dinah, there's no stupid question, babe. You ask whatever it is that you want to ask. There's no stupid question. Jupiter is expanding here. Quartz, documents, weight of home, family, real estate, connecting to Tomas and Annie. And Kayla. And Kayla. I mean, she's right there. McDonald Observatory is right here at Fort Davis. Let's keep on going for a minute. Because now we're getting into some juice here. I feel like we're getting into some juice here. Mark he's found here a family member, Mark. Oh, Ann Burnson. Ann, her kids live here. This is where her kids are. Many of Ann's associates, many of her kids, her 3 kids. This is where they live. Phone goes here, G&G Auto, Raytheon. So Ann Burnson's kids live here. This is where there's a lot of energy. that's going here with possibly flight. Maybe there's an airport right through here. Things of the past, lots of energy is going here. And this is where, again, somewhere around here is where those drones was going. But interesting that Ann Burnson, all of her kids are right here. Okay, so where I'm finding the info. Okay, Truth Warrior, that's a great question, honey. So where how do I put these lines here? How do I know where to put the lines? And before we get down into here with these lines, let's show you that real quick. So when Nancy goes missing, okay, when anybody goes missing, let's just say that this is the missing chart, okay? This it's rising at a 27-degree in Libra. The Chiron is in Virgo. The moon is here in Capricorn. The sun is shining here. Okay, so let's just say that I want to map this angle, which is the rising 27 and descending Aries. Libra is a 180. It's a template of a 180. So I add 27 degrees to a 180. That's a 207. Aries is a 0. So I just add 27 to Aries, and that's a 27 Aries. So on the compass bearing, it's going to be a 27 and a 207. They're going to be in opposition. A 27 and an 80. So watch this. If I were to just go look at the bottom, it says bearing 55. It says bearing. That's the compass bearing. That's where I'm mapping the geometric angles. So if I were to map that 27 Aries, I've got to go to 27 with that bearing. I got to go to 27, and there it is right there. 27.0 is what we want, but right now it's sitting on a 27.13. I'm not concerned about the decans as much as I'm concerned about how they are connecting to other people. So that's a good question too. Here's the deal. I can say, I can talk about the three decans. I can talk about that, or deacons, however you want to pronounce it. But where it really gets interesting is how you connect. So the North Node of Savannah is a 652. I'm not worried about if it's first decan or not. I'm saying it's a 652. And she is connecting to Minnesota with her fate, with groups and organizations, with her fate in Minnesota. That's more profound. That's more profound because what I have found mapping these geometric angles is that the degrees literally matter. I'm talking about down to the minute. If you have a sun that is a 23-degree and 55-minute, I don't want to see it at a 23:56. I want to know that it's a 23:55, and I want to connect it to another state or another country or another person. Make sense? I hope so. Hope so. Hope that makes sense for you guys now. Okay, let's go back to the map. This is where Maxwell went to the dentist. This is her dentist. This is her dentist. Here is the lab that Chris Nano sent the glove to. The glove was sent here to Florida. This is where that glove was sent. And here we have the FBI, what we don't see at home and in the media. The FBI's moon is conjunct the Neptune and conjunct Mercury in Cancer. And it's in the ninth house, so we're going far. It's about immigration, it's about other people's money, it's about the law and the home, the media. Court documents, weight of home, family, real estate connecting to Tomas and Annie and Kayla. I need to put that in there, and Kayla Day. 'Cause I'm not forgetting about her until we just have to. Here's Nassau, the Bahamas, and of course, we have the Virgin Islands where Epstein was or is, and we're going all the way down into Nigeria, Rwanda, the Congo, Republic of the Congo. You see how far we can take these lines? We can just keep on taking them. We can take them all. Here's Saudi Arabia. There's another Eagle Mining Company in Saudi Arabia. They're big with mining. And this is where the FBI has a fate with money, with possessions, with evidence. It's definitely a fated angle for them with evidence. Saudi Arabia, there's Italy at Ellis Island, also communications. But let's go back. So now we see that angle with Kayla. Now let's look at the other one. We see that angle with Kayla. There's definitely the missing event is definitely showing up right here too. So let's go back down. Let's turn the angle. Let's turn that off. Let's turn the FBI off because I just really want to see this angle with Kayla. See if I can get any type of clue. We know that it's going to go over the construction home because this is Pisces. This could be about uh Pisces with this could be about, intoxication. If Nancy was intoxicated, if they, did anything to intoxicate her. Here we go. Let me turn on the addresses again so we know that this is a construction home, or that's what I've got it as a construction home. We go over other properties here. Let's see what's close. Arizona Temple of Latter-day Saints. Here's a reservoir. Reservoir. Let's see. Let's go down. Immaculate Heart School. There's a reservoir. I've looked at this actually. Mike Eaton. Here's Oppenheimer. So Oppenheimer International is right here. Oppenheimer is, when you think about Arizona, you got to think about the money, the gems, the minerals, diamonds. I mean, it's rich. This could be about charity, could be about water. Valeria and Nome. Okay, so this is Friends of Epstein. Friends of Epstein in Oro Valley. Friends of Epstein. Let me go ahead and turn the FBI on because I want you to see that Oppenheimer on Oracle Road in Oro Valley is it's an investment place. I don't know where she had her investments, but I would say that she and her family are invested somehow, some way. Gold Canyon, mining, another gold mining place. This is the Department of Health, casino, another casino, and then we can keep on going. This is the Utah landfill, and here is Ingalls and Volkers. Again, I've got investment companies on here just because. Here is the FGS Global Office in Vancouver. The FGS office. There's a lot of them in Vancouver, actually. This is where the tall whites are said to be at Orcas Island. Oh my gosh. So we've got Peter McGaw, her next door neighbor that owns that house that he rents, and we have her son-in-law. This is where their investment companies are, Washington and Vancouver. There's actually a bunch of them in Vancouver. Let me go back down. Let me go down here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Canada. Here is the cartel. Remember where the Mexicans kidnapped and unalived those people not too long ago? The cartel. This is the mining company that they worked for. Here is Peter. He's the co-founder of the Mag Silver Corporation right here. And then the FGS Global office right by Peter, the next door neighbor. This is where the headquarters is for FGS with Savannah's husband, Mike Feldman. And you can see that they're right here. I mean, his office where that cartel took out the people of this mining company, there's Peter right there. Like, they can just walk. They can just walk. They know one another. They've got to. These investment companies are going to know one another. He lived next door to Nancy. Do you not think that Savannah and Mike wouldn't know anything about Peter? Come on. You don't think that they would know anything about what happened here with the Mexicans and the cartel and the mining company? Let's get real. Come on, guys. I think that we've got more to talk about. We got more to see. And that's where the FBI look at this. The FBI fifth outer wheel in Pisces is right here with the 11th house of groups when it comes to health, all things related to health and with their investigations. And it could be foggy for a reason, but it's going right there. Canada. Oh, yeah. Vancouver, right there. FGS. Let me make sure. Let me just make sure that I'm telling you guys right. Is a partner at FGS Global and serves as the co-chairman of North America. So yes, that's him. In his early career, he served as an aide in the Clinton Gore White House for 8 years. Do you not think that Nancy Guthrie has met the Clintons or the Gores? You not think that she hasn't met them? Of course she has. Of course she has. The Glover Park Group co-founded the Washington, D.C. based public relations in 2001. Served as a strategic communications consultant for high-profile legal cases, including Johnny Depp's defamation trial against Amber. It's highly regarded for its litigation, PR, and crisis counsel. I wonder if they counseled Nancy. There is something more, much deeper. There is something more than what all of these YouTubers are talking about, including investigators, past investigators. Come on. There is so much more that we need to be talking about in the Nancy Guthrie case. He is all about Mike Fellman is all about counsel. Who else was all about counsel that was connected to Savannah and the Epstein with the council in Massachusetts? Y'all remember? Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz. Mr. Kiss the feet of BB all day, every day. Loves Israel. Loves the Israeli money. Loves it. In Massachusetts. Hillary definitely shows up in her chart. They are connected. They're connected big time. Big time. Big time connected. At a 419. Actually, they are connected 3 ways. 3 different ways. When they come into transit, I watch them both. I watch them both. Mhm. Spot on, girl. Spot on. Yes, indeed, indeed, indeed. I'm telling you, we can do so much with it. We can do so much with it that would actually help humanity. His name makes me gag. Alan Dershowitz. Ugh. I know, he is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. All of that was going on. All of that was going on. Now let's look at the map because the moon was full. We want to see where the moon is coming over and I'm talking about coming over her trans-Pluto. It was coming over her magnetism. It was coming over her Pluto. Like, whoa. Let's look at that on the map because I want us to get a lot of the different angles in our mind and sit with it, because that's what I do. I just sit with it. I sit with it and I analyze it in my head. So let's turn this off. Let's forget Kayla right now. Let's put her back where she belongs. And let's take the addresses off. Let's take the FBI off. Let's do this. Let me make sure I'm showing you guys. I am. Okay. Now let's just look at the Leo. Let's just look at the Leo energy. It's right here. It's actually her Zeus, not the trans-Pluto. Zeus. There's magnetism here. Magnetism. I've seen Zeus get hit, man. People don't talk about it enough, but man, I've seen it get hit and it not be good for that person. Okay, so let's go back. I just want to only show that angle since there's so many. There it is. Okay. We're just going to look at this angle, okay? This is where the moon is reflecting in a big way. It's reflecting in a big way. All right. I'm going to turn on the addresses again. All right. Nancy was not some old girl. Yeah, she was highly connected, political, 84-year-old woman with a celebrity daughter, right? And her going through that Uranus return is shaking her up with her groups, with values. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, orb attraction. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Thank you. You're so sweet. So sweet, so thoughtful. Okay. Now, here is where the moon is coming. The moon is full and it's going over these neighbors. It's going over this neighbor. It's going over where Nancy Grace interviewed Jeff. It's going right here on this side road, this little back side road back here. It's going over this road. this neighbor's cameras, these any of these neighbors, there's all kinds of attention. Kurt Stinson, again, with Ingalls, Hacienda Dale. Okay, so let's keep on going. Whole Foods and Cafe Torino. So I've got Whole Foods and Cafe Torino. This is where we are reflecting in a major way when she goes missing. This is on East River Road and North Craycroft Road. You can see that the FBI is right here. They show up and show out here with a lot of attention. Let's see if the missing is here. Yes, the missing is also here. The full moon. The full moon. I'm looking for a school or education or something fun, an activity center, something fun. This is all Leo. There's all kinds of attention right here. Country club. Now that would be fun. I can see a country club on a Leo line for sure. For sure. Here's a small hotel. No. Okay. Anne. Anne Burnson. Anne. Remember her kids. Remember her kids in Texas? San Antonio? Well, guess what? This is where the FBI has a slowdown with their everyday. But it's in a good standing. So I want to make sure that we look at this line once we get done going down here. I want to make sure that we look at this angle because I want to see where the FBI, where their Saturn is. And I'm sure you guys do too. Okay. But this is very interesting. And I got my eye on Anne and her kids. Something about it. Raphael, I don't know who that was. Oh, here's John Daly's dad. I mean, Eric, Luke Daly's dad, John Daly. This is where the Catholic Church is, right here. So Luke Daly's dad and his connection, which he is deceased, but his connection is right through here as well. We got a Baptist church. You know, the Leo is going to be here. This is where Anne, this is where the moon is transforming Anne. Doesn't mean that she has anything to do with it or that her kids have anything to do with it, but there is a lot of reflection here with Anne. And we know that Anne worked in Minnesota at a school. She's got it on her public records in Minnesota, right? So we're going to see that here in just a minute. Hold on. So we've got the Baptist church, public storage, park and ride bus station. That could be a Leo, the park and ride. That could be a Leo. A park and ride. That would kind of be fun. Parking and riding. Then we're going into Benson. We got to keep on going. We're now into Mexico, right through here. And the missing line is going to come all the way through here. What is that? Yucatan. Belize. There's Cancun. And then here goes Venezuela. Venezuela. Okay, so let's go back. And I just want to now see the FBI's angle with their Saturn because something has slowed them down and we want to see what it is. There it is. We want to see what this is. It's slowing the FBI down. There it is. Okay, so we just went on this angle with the missing with the full moon in Leo. So the full moon in Leo, it was in a trine with the Saturn of the FBI. The Saturn of the FBI is a 10-degree in Aries, so we're going 10 Aries. A 10-degree Aries. Let's look at it. Let's go back down, see where we come out at again. This is their slowdown. What? So it's going over this property right here. They show up and show out here with a lot of attention, but in time they do. In time they do. It's going to take them a while. They got a lot of hard work. So it's going over this property, that one. It's going over multiple properties, right? Multiple. Let's see if we can find anything. There is the Catalina Foothills Church. Mm, Foothills Church. This could be representative of any type of warring, any type of war, woods, business. And I've marked it from what I can tell. You know what I'm saying? There's the Pima Canyon. Rosewood Point is right there as well. And we've tried to get there. We can't really get there, but this is what it kind of looks like. You can't look, Nancy is she's not going to be able to walk. I mean, unless you got a side by side riding back here, there's no way. There's no way. She's not going to be able to walk. And you're not going to be able to just walk with, this woman on you. I mean, you're going to have a side by side, and it doesn't look like you're going to be able to have a side by side through there. Now, here is Catalina Pond and this and a Circle K right here. It's where they make some type of footage. There could be businesses through here, but I'm not going to go all the way down. But this right here, what is this? Let me see what this is. Hold on. Just so I know. What is that? Arcadia entrance. Arcadia entrance. On Hauser. Arcadia entrance. Let's see what this is. It's a premier luxury home community built by Fairfield Homes. Hmm. Custom homes generally starting at 600,000, 2 to 4 bedrooms. Hmm. 12 miles from Tucson. Luxury home? Really? And it's gated. Okay. What about the other side? What about the other side? What is that? Hold on. I'm looking at the community right there. That doesn't look gated, but this is. Okay. All right. Well, there's homes here now. Or is there? So I don't know if they were under construction. Interesting. That's only 12 miles away. Even though it looks, it looks further, but it's only 12 miles. Let's keep on going. There's another casino, Joseph City. Now we're going up into Utah, Wyoming, Montana. Okay, so that's a no-go. And the only thing that really stands out to me is that community or the Catalina Foothill Church. That could be the Saturn. Oh, hold on, we didn't see that. Hold on. Peter made discoveries here. So Peter, the next door neighbor that owns that property to Nancy's, that does the same thing that her husband did with the mining, engineering, mining. This is interesting because this is where he made discoveries. Hmm. Let me turn on the natal again. Hold on. The missing and the natal to see. That's interesting. Very interesting. So here's Chihuahua as well. Here's Chihuahua. Natal Jupiter in Gemini. Okay, so the Jupiter in Gemini is going toward Massachusetts. Well, I'll show you that. Watch this. This is her Chiron in Leo. This is where she is pained with law, with children, with publicity, teacher, educator, attention, competition. Competition. Okay. Could Peter be competitive? What is going on here? Okay, so let's look now at that angle because the natal, we just saw Venus has just come over this degree. Venus has just come over this degree with Nancy and her Chiron, meaning pain, where she suffers pain is where we could have evidence. We could see evidence. So let's turn everything back off. Let's put the FBI back in here. And let's just look at this angle right here. We're going to ride back up. Let me make sure that there's not anything else on this one. Keeps on going to Tabasco, Honduras, and down in here to Colombia. Okay. So it goes into Colombia. Let's look at this right here. Somehow, Charles Guthrie. Okay, so Charles Guthrie with Phelps Dodge is right here. So her late husband, Phelps Dodge, is right here. And Bisbee, past mining gold rush early in the 1900s. So this was the gold rush in the early 1900s. Again, this is going right down to where the discovery for Peter was made. His little discovery. Land Surveying Services. Holly Ann Dasso was found deceased here. Oh, Holly Ann. She was found deceased here. I remember I mapped her. I mapped her for the Find Me group. Ooh, the Leo. Lehman Academy of Excellence. Now that's what I'm talking about. What is school? Auto Center Service. Fellowship Retirement Center. Interesting. Sam's Outlet. Lowe's. Title agency. I do have title agencies just in case that there was any loans. Now we have another academy. I do like to see the academies. La Paloma. Mercedes-Benz of Tucson. We know where this is. This is where there was a bunch of attention on Annie and Tommaso's vehicle. And that's where she was pained. That's where she's paying with their vehicle. Here is a historic museum. Okay, so that's also a Leo. I like that. The Jupiter and Gemini, the reason why I've got the title companies on this line too is because the Jupiter and Gemini could suggest a title company with two people with communications with, like Annie and Tommaso. And then we've got Hacienda del Sols. Okay, let's go this way now. Now we're going on this angle with the vacant home. This is where I want to see communications with two people having to do with anything lawful. So we could be looking at an attorney, a judge, anyone that's in law enforcement. This would be two people. Again, we're looking at a Leo sextile with Gemini. So we're looking at two people, communications, Bitcoin. We're looking also for schools, anything fun here. But I'm also looking for two, something with two. Like, let's say that there is a railroad track. There could be two railroads that are intersecting at the same. So we do see another like little country club looking, great looking fun place right here. Oh, this is where Gary Triano. This is where his house was. This is where he was found deceased. Interesting. Another little fun place right here off of St. Andrews Drive, but I don't see another rental of Ryan McDaniel. Dude just keeps on showing up, don't he? Mara Daly relative. So Clarence, one of the Daly relatives, is here. And of course, we're going into the foothills. Rose Canyon. Let's keep on going. Now we're going into New Mexico. Phelps Dodge, Charles Guthrie. Charles Guthrie. Phelps Dodge, Charles Guthrie, and we've got the Phelps Dodge is right here too. Look, Phelps Dodge. So could it be somebody that knew Charles? Could it be two people that's looking for something that maybe she has? I don't know. There's a Phelps Dodge relationship here on this angle. And I can't make it up because it is Phelps Dodge, Phelps Dodge. See why the maps work when if we just work them. There's a tribe headquarter here in New Mexico. Now we're getting into Oklahoma, Clinton, Oklahoma. This is the FAA. And of course, I've got the FAA because after she went missing, they closed down the airspace. So I'm looking for the FAA. Here is Fort Leonard Wood Joint Services. Now we're getting into Indiana University. A bunch of Stanley Long. Procter and Gamble, Ghislaine Maxwell, and JP Morgan. So this is a JP Morgan with Maxwell and JP Morgan. We know that the Epstein files had just dropped. Fort Wright. This is where Nancy was born. Fort Wright, Kentucky. Fort Wright, Kentucky, where Nancy is born. And it has to do with two people, communications that pain her. Two people. And that would be more like in Hamilton, Harrison, Sunman, Middleton, Springboro. Here is Ohio, and this is where William Neil McCaslin worked, is right here. He was connected to the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio as well, the research lab. There it is. Chase Lending. Oh, let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. The Ward Law Group in New Hampshire. Let's get a little closer. And this is Harvard University Law School. Harvard University Law. And guess who this is taking us to? That is Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz. Can't make it up. And then we could keep on going. We can just keep on going and look at where it's going to take us. Right here to the UK. There's Oslo, Norway. Epstein. Epstein, and of course, Collins Airspace and Buckingham Palace. Yes, Cindy, yeah, Cinderella. Peter does rent that place out. And let's go back down because I can find him other places. Hold on. Let's see. This is also where he found rare minerals. Right here. Let's see if there's anything here. We turn everything on, everybody on. And I do see Savannah is here. Savannah series in Leo that is trining Jupiter and Sag, highly religious, international, law, school, flight, church. It's a learning angle for her. Hmm. All right. And then I've got his house, but I don't know what I've got it under. Let's see. Right here. So this house is going to a corporation that he has. I assume that he lives here. So let me go ahead and turn on everybody again. See who is showing up and what this angle is for him. So here is Luke. Luke's Chiron in Cancer that is stationed, that is going east. It's also trining. It's in a good standing with his moon, and he is faded through here. He's faded going through here. So let's say that Luke Daly don't have anything to do with it, and it's related to something having to do with Peter or that house next door with the renters. Somebody has rented that property because I don't know how long he's been renting it, but let's just say that that's it. This is where that house, this is where I believe that Peter lives now. This is where I think he lives. And this is a Pisces, and moon in Aquarius. So this is looking like, let's see, this is a Pisces. This is Aquarius. So I bet this is his moon. This is going to be in the later degree of the it's going to be closer to a 29 degree, a critical degree with Aquarius and groups and organizations with Peter. With Peter. I'm not saying he has anything to do with it, but it would be nice to know who all lived next door. Mhm. Really would. So let's go back and let's see what angle. Hold on. Let me move this one. That way I can have it outside the zone. And I just want to see what the compass bearing is for that house. So this is where we can see the compass bearing and then we can understand what it is in astrology. So it's going to be a 328. So this is a 28, almost a 29 degree. This would be more like a 29-degree Aquarius. So 29 Aquarius. 29 Aquarius. This it should be where her Venus that's conjunct Mercury in Aquarius. There was a new moon on 217 and 218 in Aquarius. The full moon was opposing him with groups and networking. Oh, it was about money. So let's look at again. So a 29 Aquarius, and that is 8 kilometers. So let's say 7 miles, 6 miles, something like that. 28, 29 Aquarius. Let me look at Peter. 28, 29 Aquarius. So his north node, 641. So there was already a transformation that was taking place with him before it began to take place. Mars was opposing him. The car, the vehicle was opposing him. Interesting, interesting, interesting. What else can I tell about his chart? Let me look. I bet this 1440, there's going to, Saturn is coming. Saturn is coming right there over the justice, limits and obstacles with justice. Hmm. Huh. So he's got all kinds of Leo. So the moon was going over the Vulcan. The moon was going over his Venus. The moon was coming here. Venus is about to transit over his dark moon, things of the past with all the attention. Well, I'm sure it is. But Saturn is going to bring a slowdown. It's coming. Saturn's going to bring a slowdown. It won't be long. And that's going to be with him, with the Secret Service as well as the Secret Service. Oh, yeah. We got all kinds of stuff to look forward to. Okay, so let's look at the missing. The missing was also right here at 10 p.m., connects to Epstein and witness protection, and then moves toward connection to New Mexico, Department of Defense, investigations, challenges with courts, immigration, university, planes, religion. Mm, and that's right there. Let's just go over and look at his house again. We saw the renter coming out on JLR. He was packing his stuff up. The guy that was there, he had long hair. I don't think that that guy had anything to do with it, but I think that it could have been a past renter or the past owner that would know a lot about Nancy, that may be connected to Nancy. This could have been an inside job where they're just taking her and getting her safe. Maybe she was having, I don't know. She was definitely having a shakeup with groups. So the missing palace is going over his property again at 10 p.m. So, okay, that's interesting to see. Okay, look. So if we take a look at this angle, very interesting. Let's take a look at this angle. So this is where Peter lives, right? It's this angle that he lives. This is where the dark moon in Sagittarius in the third house of the community and neighbors was going. Very interesting that it goes over this property of Peter. This angle is Peter all day long. This is Peter's angle right here. Let's go ahead and put that in there because we see it. We see that this is Peter. Peter's angle with both properties. Okay. And see, it's squaring the investigation. So the investigation with his house, especially when it comes to immigration or anyone that is in that neighborhood that is an attorney. We know that her son-in-law counsels. This is something having to do with judges, attorneys, immigration. Interesting. And it says connects to Epstein and witness protection, and then moves toward connection to New Mexico and Department of Defense. Challenges courts, immigration, possible university, plain religion. Peter's angle with both properties. Okay. Let me take that angle out because I'm about to focus on it a little bit more. And let's take the natal out because that missing event, Sag, let's turn on the FBI. Hold on. Let's turn off the natal. Hold on. Now we're seeing the FBI right on that one. Look at that. The FBI is writing that line. The FBI is writing this. Charity, healthcare, things that are related to health, which may be foggy with their investigations. Health access, things of the past, like what she could have that somebody else wants in the gym business. And is that one going back down? Yuma County Sheriff with him. Appleton Whittle Research Ranch of the National Audubon Society. Okay. Oh, let's go back up here. See who else is here. We know that his property down there, that's right, Luke is here. So I need to see if anybody else has this late degree in the Aquarius. Okay. Let's go back down over his property. Let's go back down and let's look at the lines and see if we can understand what's happening here. So the vertex, there's an intense experience that the FBI has here with communications with media, with courts. It's very intense. Here's Luke. There is a lot of transformation with debt, with other people's money, with hidden sex, things that are hidden, things that are contained here. It's murky, can't quite see it with Luke. Now there's the missing event. Let's take Luke out. Leads come in. The missing Jupiter in Cancer, right? Remember the Jupiter in Cancer is connecting to the weight with her daughter Annie. And it is expanding a lot of emotions with Kayla Day at a home or with her family. And so the missing event, this is where there is a lot of wisdom when it comes to other people's money. Could they have wanted to go here, but they went to Nancy's instead? I don't think that it was an accident. Myself, I don't think so. This is where the Vesta in Aquarius with the groups, the flame of life, there was a lot of things that were happening with the physician, and the physician is coming here like a literal physician. But it's the physician that you don't see that gives a little sleepy meds. Yeah, she's still in jail. She is still in jail. This is where Annie's Jupiter is squaring up with Vulcanus in Cancer. There is a lot of emotions that's expanding with a lot of emotions that is coming here with the law, with family, with investigations, with homeland security. Because Annie and Savannah both connect to homeland. Who else connects to homeland? ICE. ICE does. Let me just go ahead and just tell you ICE. ICE is a part of homeland security. That is where there was a lot of emotions for Annie. And I think that they could have been worried about their mother and convinced her to go into hiding. There could have been someone that was, threatening her. The flame of life is going here. This is where Annie's Neptune and Sag was, and it was being activated by the Neptune in Aries. It was being activated by the Neptune in Aries. I think that Nancy could have been onto something and told Annie and Tommaso about it, and they were concerned for her safety. I think it could be something like that. Here's Chris Nanos. This is the Neptune in Libra. He doesn't see what is happening here at the home. There are things that he doesn't see quite well here. And this Jupiter that he has connects to Utah. We know what happened in Utah with, Charlie Kirk. Fort Huachuca. Fort Huachuca, right? Fort Huachuca's in Arizona. But this is connecting Nanos with Utah. Public works, water, anything having to do with water. And of course, we see that there is a lot. I'm pretty sure that Anne lived here. At once upon a time, her friend Anne lived here with her. So did Anne's kids come and visit? Lots of questions because we could just be going right here with this little apartment. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going and see what else we can find here. This right here is that connection with homeland. Let's just look at that first. Their connection with homeland is gonna be right here. I've only drew one for homeland because it's the one that really matters. This is the 349 that they are connecting to that's in their chart that definitely goes to homeland. So let's look at it. This would have to do with ice as well, just so you know. It's going over this property, this one, and we can see it's coming right here over this property and this one on Minna Vista. But let's see what the addresses are that's going to be connecting us. That's going to go right over. I don't see anything right there. Catalina Foothills Church. Let's go to this one. Let's go this one. Agave Title. Banner Medical Imaging. It looks like we're going over the same places that we went to before. And this is going to have a lot to do with William Hubie and the absconder, Kayla Day's boyfriend. And it's also going to be connecting, right, through these addresses with William, with his dad, and with Epstein. And it's going to go straight on down. Remember, we were looking at these earlier. Same thing. College of Science, University, Carlotta's Kitchen. There's Carlotta's Kitchen right there. I mean, going smack dab over it. There it is, right there. Could this have something to do with immigration? With Carlotta's Kitchen? I mean, I do have Carlotta. I've got her birth chart. I don't know what time she was born, but you know what? I do be wondering because Homeland, there is a lot of energy that's going here. Homeland series in the fourth house of Aries opposes Zeus and Libra. It's about the magnetism with the law and the warring that is taking place, that did take place in Minnesota. Let's keep going. There's Jim Deal. Here's where Mary Ann Blevins works at El Rio Health. Something big going on there with the health. What did she find out, guys? Like, what did she find out? Here's another casino. And then we've got old address for William Hubie, William's dad. And again, we're going into Rio Rico right there into Mexico. And this is where I believe that they were searching for Nancy. And the reason why I believe it is because the FBI is right here. The missing event is right here. And so is the natal right there. Connects to war, firearms, warring, South Africa, mining, and Hillary. And I'm not making it up. I mean, I've worked my ass off, like I always do when somebody goes missing. Most of the time, I'm looking at kids, but because she is so high profile and everybody wants to talk about her, I do too. I've got to talk about her. So let's keep on going. And we are just to the west of where her husband passed, just to the west of where her late husband, Charles Guthrie, passed, allegedly from a heart attack. The Neptune in Virgo, that one is a big one, okay? And the reason why I want to show this to you is because that Neptune that she has in Virgo, that's right here, that's a biggie. It was opposing her. So the Saturn with Homeland, Saturn, the government, what they were doing. This goes to Israel. There is an Israeli connection with this, with her husband. There's an Israeli connection here. Also with Missouri, with Hillary, and with Mike Feldman. Saturn was opposing her Virgo. I mean, her Neptune in Virgo. And it's crazy because look, that Neptune in Virgo represents water. Here is the Rio Sonara. This is this is what it looks like. Little dam. Looks dried up, don't it? So this is the dam. This is where her husband passed. What we don't see with health and long travels with the flame of life is found on this angle. We just looked at it just a little bit ago, but I wanted to show you a little bit closer because homeland is just to the west. It's just to the west of where her husband passed. And I think that that could be having, I think that that could be why her kids are connected to homeland. But if we keep on going, this is Rio Rico. If we keep on going, I want you to see what else is right here. Raytheon. And we see that her is going right over Raytheon. Why what connection does Raytheon have with Israel, Missouri, or Russia? Just Google it. What does Raytheon have to do? How does Raytheon, let me just do it for you. How does Raytheon connect to Israel, Missouri, and Russia? Raytheon connects to Israel, Missouri, and Russia through direct military supply chains, domestic defense manufacturing, and regulatory compliance issues. Raytheon connects to Israel as a primary supplier, missile defenses. We've been seeing a lot of that, haven't we? A lot of their missile defenses. We've been seeing a lot of that. They also supply air to surface munitions and missiles compatible with Israeli F-15, F-16, F-35. Hold on, didn't her son Cameron drive a drive? Didn't he fly a F-35? Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Didn't he fly a F-35 when he was in the service? Hold on. Did Cameron Guthrie fly F-35s? F-35? Oh, he was a retired F-16 pilot. Okay, let's go back. F-16. F-16, there it is right there. Boom, bam. You can't find his birthday nowhere. I don't find Cameron's birthday nowhere. He's very private. Very private. Missouri connects to Raytheon as a vital domestic hub for the aerospace and defense supply chain. Raytheon relies heavily on a network of plants and contractors located in and around St. Louis to manufacture essential military equipment and precision guided munitions used domestically and abroad. So let's go back to the map because it's going right over Raytheon, and we can't deny it. We can't deny it. And we can't deny that it connects to Israel, Missouri, and Russia. How did I know that? Because the Neptune in Virgo is a 2941. That goes to Israel. That goes to Missouri. That goes to Vladimir. All three share that 2941, guys. Okay. The degrees in our chart literally matter in the state of matter. Literally. I'm talking about they literally matter. Then we can see that is going over the airport. What else? Who was here at the airport when she goes missing? Who was here? The Israeli ambassador. He was here. I'm going to show you where he was. After he came here, I'm going to show you where he went. Yeah, Kayla's dad is in heavy equipment. That's right. I'm going to show you guys where he went. And there is Kayla Day's boo, William Hubie, Mr. Absconder. Don't know where he's at, what he's been up to. There's the Treehouse Apartments. There's the cancer center. We know that Epstein, something was going on with his prostate. Cancer, prostate, cancer, prostate. Okay. And we know that he's got connections to Israel. He loves Israel. Epstein loves Israel. So does his boo thing. That's probably where they're at. It's in Israel. That's probably what BB has on Trump, protecting him from Maxwell. We know she's not in jail. We know he's not dead. Let's get real. Let's get real, man. Jesus. There's the school of finance. There was some things going on with the finance that could have been what shook her up. Don't forget, Homeland is right here. Homeland is right here. Homeland is right here where that white van was. All right, let's keep on riding this line because you know you're going to see Homeland and this come a lot closer. Oh, there's where the glove was found. We got a glove. We got a glove that was found right here. There it is. Can't make it up. Now let's look at the opposition because Saturn was opposing her. The Saturn was opposing her. So let's go north now because now we're going to get into some other things that could have to do with war, could have to do with ice, anything related to her because there it is. Their public image opposes Savannah, slows her down. We know that's ice as well. I don't even have to map ice. I just know that they're connected in a big way. So we're going on up. Honeywell Aerospace. Here's where the Saturn is that's opposing her, just so you guys know. The Saturn is opposing her. Could the Saturn be Homeland? Well, there's where Tommaso teaches. The Saturn, slowing her down. There's Tommaso. So this is where he taught or teaches 6th grade science and biology. Yeah, Raytheon in Israel, over 30 years, exactly. It is amazing, like, whoa. Absolutely amazing. You don't find it anywhere else, do you? So the missing event is going right here. The Saturn is opposing, it's opposing her Neptune right here. So Raytheon, all of that. All of that. This is where the missing Neptune in Aries was. And guess what? There's the aerospace. Honeywell. It's going right over Honeywell, guys. This has to do with war. And this has to do with Tommaso. Limits and obstacles with her health. Now, let's see if there's anything else that's warring here that has to do with warring. And there it is. Secure a plane. That definitely has to do with warring. There's a luxurious hotel, Oro Valley Hospital. That's for sure Pisces. Senior home care. Oh, what's this? Circle K. Okay, we've already been on that one. Catalina Pond. And then we're going up into Montana. There's another resort, Rainbow Bridge National Monument in Utah. And there's Provo. That's what happened with, that's what took place, right? With Charlie Kirk. And we got a lot of Israeli backers here. Okay. There's a lot. This is Israeli backing like crazy. Major Israeli backing. And we know this. We know this from our investigations with Charlie Kirk. Now, here's where it gets really interesting because from Nancy's home, from where she went missing, the FBI has a lot of warring here when it comes to Provo, when it comes to the college here. There's a breakup with war, with charity, medicines, things from the past. Things from the past with the FBI. There's a landfill right there as well. And then we go into Calgary. I don't know whose address that is, but evidently I thought it was important. Now let me show you where the Israeli ambassador went to. It was a school. Oh, let me see if I've got it. Ambassador. Nope. What school is it? It's a Jewish school. Hold on, let me find it. It's going to be on that Leo. There it is, right there. This is where the Israeli ambassador went to. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it hovering here so you can see the lines here because I think that this is very interesting. Very interesting. Watch this. Well, we got a missing line because my missing lines are green. Let's look at it. Values oppose the teacher. The missing Venus that is conjunct Mercury that is going northwest. This is where Selena and Leo was. Selena is a teacher. In Leo, it's kids. It's education. A lot of publicity. And this is where the moon was coming as well. There's the moon that's full at Cafe Torino, Whole Foods. There's the Taurus Center, Jewish Philanthropies of Southern Arizona, Tucson Jewish Center, Tucson Hebrew Academy. So let's just focus right here. And look, there's the natal. The natal Selena is here. So not only is the natal Selena conjunct Zeus in Leo, where there's a lot of magnetism with her, with education, but the missing Selena is here too. So we got a teacher. We got double. Like Selena is transiting to her Selena and to her Chiron too. Her Chiron is here too, right there. Law, teacher, publicity, teacher, education, competition. So I'm going to group all of this with that one because this is a big deal for me. Look at the FBI. Let's go in closer. Disordered aggression with friend groups, how they bring in money. Lots of attention is here, especially with friend groups, schools, kids. Attention brings enlightenment with the flame of life and death with the FBI. This is where the Israeli ambassador came, right here, right here, right through here. This is where he was. This is definitely Leo. And this is the flame of life. Do y'all understand why now I think that there could be something more, a lot more, like having to do with lobbyists and homeland and just a lot of things that were political? It's no coincidence. No. Mm-mm. Here's Annie. Let's look at her. Flame of life is reignited with a lot of attention with religion, university, attention, schools, immigration, international law, river, lawyers, judge, court. Soak it all in, guys. Soak it all in. I don't have as many lines for Savannah as I do Annie, but look, here's Chris Nanos. Chris Nanos is going right over this academy too. This is where his Pluto and Leo is too. Nancy's Pluto, Chris Nanos Pluto, both are here being transformed by teachers, by a school, leadership, attention is all here. But guess what? This is a major challenge for Chris Nanos. Why? Because it says quincunx, Chiron, in Capricorn. So if we looked at Chris Nanos, Chiron, and Capricorn, we're going to see why it is that he is pained with his job because of this ambassador that came here. He's pained with this job. He's also pained with the Capricorn energy, that Saturn energy that Israel is very conducive with our society today, with leadership, with our government. Missing Venus conjunct Mercury in Aquarius. Everything that is coming in the future is opposing this teacher right here with groups because everybody else is focused on other things and not looking at what was really taking place the day that she went missing. All of it matters. And we can't not unsee that this isn't just going beside the school, it's going right over it. Right over it. Let's see who else we have here. This is where bless his heart. This is where Hades, the Hades, the okay, so all of the attention that is magnetized to Chris Nanos and to Annie, this is where the weight is in a good standing. And that's not good. I know I've told you guys so many times, like a trine sometimes isn't a good thing when you go missing. That's what can keep you not being found is that trine. It's so good of a trine that it's not going to allow that person to be found. It's just not. But there's the teacher right here. There he is right there. St. Demetrios Greek Orthodox Church. Well, the FBI, that conjunction is also going over that church as well. We can see that the missing event with any type of evidence makes you wonder, what is that? What is that building? Is that a home? Is that a building? What's going on there? Uh, This looks like an old electrical station or something like that. That could definitely have to do with Aquarius. I don't know what that is, but the education part, that's surreal for me. Major, major, major. And that's the reason why I've got a hot spot right there. Because that's what a mapper wants to see. I want to see them all together telling a story that really makes sense. And that Leo is definitely making sense. So now let's look at Chris Nanos. And let's look at that angle that he has that may can give us some type of clue. Some type of clue. And I'm going to take off the natal. I'm going to take off the missing. I want to just see this one right here. I really just want to see this one for Chris. Maybe I'll do that one too. We'll do both of those angles and see. So let's go. Let's go to this one because I want to see why he is sharing pain with the government and the governing bodies right here. This could be, let's start here and turn on the addresses. So this right here. So Brent McIntyre saying that he saw a white van that could have thrown the entire investigation off. So Brent, I want to look at Brent closer because I'm thinking, all right, this could have thrown the entire investigation off. What if there was really no white van? Who is Brent McIntyre anyway? Who is he anyway, right? So let's keep on going. There's Luke. Well, there's Luke. Luke Daly's house. It could be that, he's going to be sued. It could be that he's going to be sued because maybe it's not Luke. Maybe it's the ambassador that he can't even go to. Neither can the FBI. There's Anthony Sanchez. There's a backpack that was found. Search party on a Sunday. There's a church. So the search party was going on here. Luke Daly, Walmart. What? Well, you see it here, guys. The Walmart where Luke and Kayla Day were arrested. This is it. This is the Walmart. You don't say. You don't say. This is where Chris Nanos is having pain with Luke and Kayla. Maybe Luke and Kayla, maybe we need to be looking at somebody that the government has hired. Maybe we need to be looking more closely at the family. Maybe they wanted her to be safe somewhere. There's Dominic. Haha. Well, well, well. Luke Daly and Dominic are on the same line. We know who Dominic is, right? Y'all know who Dominic is. The Buds, the bandmate, Dominic. So again, this pain that he has with this investigation, he's got to work harder to get to that Hebrew Academy and to really investigate the Hebrew Academy. My thoughts, my thoughts. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Nathan's current address. I don't remember who Nathan is. And then there's, I can't make it up, guys. Astria Forensics Lab. There's Astria Forensics Lab. And in astrology, Australia is the divine justice with health. She is Virgo. She's the constellation of Virgo. So he also has pain here. And who is the authority? It's going to be the FBI. The authority that is over him that he has pain with is the FBI, and he needs to work harder. The FBI needs to work harder with the Hebrew Academy. And that's the way it is. And then here is the other angle that is over there by that Hebrew Academy. That's a trine. So this is a good standing with all of his weight. This weight that he has with this investigation that is connecting to Annie. Connects to Annie. It's going to be in transit. There's the Space Force base. Lockheed Martin. Lockheed. I'll see if Lockheed has any kind of Lockheed Martin connections to Israel. Lockheed Martin maintains extensive defense, manufacturing, and technological connections with Israel. Its partnerships encompass massive military procurement contracts, billions of dollars, mutual industrial cooperation agreements, and localized R&D initiatives with Israeli institutions. It's the backbone. It is the absolute backbone of the Israeli Air Force combat fleet, supplying advanced aircraft that give the country a strategic aerial advantage in the region. Well, F-16, here we go again, Mr. Cameron. The company also supplies the Israeli military with F-16 fighter jets. Uh, yeah, buddy. Well, it definitely tells a story, don't it? Oh, poor Nanos. He doesn't have a chance. This is Colorado. Colorado. And we do know, right? Remember when I first started, I said, ICE, the immigration, they connect with, they are fated with Colorado. I absolutely fated with Colorado. Don't know why, but they are. Their fate is a 353. Colorado is a 353. Dog the Bounty Hunter lives in Colorado. He's got a 353 in his chart. Yeah, I know that. There's Fort Carson. Here is NORAD, Collins Aerospace, and NORAD right there. There's a landfill. Zuni Reservation Headquarters. Zuni Reservation Headquarters. Zuni, New Mexico. San Carlos Tribe. There's a casino. Campgrounds. There's the Oracle Ridge Mine again. And then we're coming back. Here is where there was a pipe that was replaced. It went 10 foot deep. Remember in the very beginning, we were talking about this road connecting to North Campbell? This could definitely be a Taurus. That could definitely be a Taurus, the pipe that was replaced there. That would have been a good place if anybody could have gotten to it. Here's Charles Schwab. This is nothing but a shopping center. I'll show you. It's just a shopping center. Crate and Barrel. West Elm. Little shopping center. Remember, some of the creators were there at that shopping center. So that's a shopping center. And again, that could be about money. and then we would come back down, and I've got a parking areas right there if I wanted to park. I think that that could have been a really good parking area right here. Let's look at the transits right now. So what is going to happen is Neptune is going to soon come to the 422. Right now, it is at a 421. So let me tell you who that connects to. It connects to Israel and Fort Huachuca. Israel and Fort Huachuca. Let's look at the map because this is about to come after it leaves Israel and Fort Huachuca. It's coming to oppose Tommaso. It's coming. It's a coming. And the nodes are going to be fated with Russia and Arizona. You heard it first here. Now watch this. The other thing that I want to say quickly is McCaslin. General McCaslin, he has just started a 4 to 5 day transit with an opposition. And the moon is about to come over him as well with his government clearance. That's coming with the moon. But this is a 4 to 5 day transit. So we're watching anything and everything that has to do with McCaslin. I'm watching anything and everything that has anything to do with Missouri, Mike Feldman, and Hillary. And this opposition is coming to Tommaso. It's going to be a 24-hour transit, and then it's going to come back around. Look, this energy that you're seeing now is going to be right back to where we are talking about in July. These transits aren't just going to leave and stay bye-bye. They're going to come back. They're going to come back. And the 419 that Nancy has that connects her to Hillary Clinton, well, that's coming into transit very soon. It's a lot of stuff. Looks like there's a shake-up, a little shaky shake with California right now. Right now. There's stuff going down in Mississippi. Looks like with a lawsuit or some type of money issue. There's definitely an opposition with Virginia as well. Lots of things that are shaking up the money markets today. Lots of things that are shaking up with Tucker Carlson. He's receiving so many phone calls today. So many phone calls right now. All right. Let's go back to the map. And let me show you. Let me show you. Where's Chris Nanos? Oh, okay. I see. Let me show you Fort Huachuca because they are in transit, and so is Israel. So I'm going to show you those two places on the map, on her map. There is Fort Huachuca Community Spouses Club. There is Fort Huachuca. There's the airport, the RV park, General Dynamics. This is the MICA, the Military Intelligence Corps. And again, we got some back rows from Fort Huachuca that lead up here to Vineyards. All right, so here's the natal. There's the missing. There's the FBI. That's all we need to see right now. Well, Fort Huachuca's airport. That's where the missing event is going with the teacher. Who was the teacher? The Israeli ambassador. The Israeli ambassador. This is an airport. This is a runway. It's the same line that is going over the Hebrew Academy right here. Same thing. This is where the full moon is coming. And again, the 11th house of the FBI is their friend group. This is where the flame of life is with their friend group. So you can bet your butt that this case won't be solved. If they are all in on it, you can bet your butt it will not be solved. They'll put it off on a patsy or something. Oh, yeah, Cinderella, yeah, they're all connected. That's why they're on the map, because they really are all connected. They really are all connected. And we do see that there is the airport right there. There's the airport for Fort Huachuca. They have their own airport. There's the Spouses Club, Fort Huachuca, and then we've got all kinds of, little this is where a bunch of them live. They're close to Fort Huachuca. And again, we've got the teacher. There's teachers. We're being taught a lesson here. Being taught a lesson. School is in at Fort Huachuca. Did she find out something about Charlie? About the investigation with Charlie Kirk? Is she being hidden out? Is she under a new identity? Who knows right now? Because, guys, this is cray cray. This is cray cray. So we know that Chris Nanos is coming here. All the same lines that we just looked at with the Hebrew Academy is coming right here as well. And that pain with Chiron and Capricorn, that's right here. He is completely transformed by them, because of Israel, because of the wartime, maritime wartime, all of that. We could definitely see that here. There's no doubt about it, man. That Chiron and Capricorn that's going to the Astrea labs, it may not have anything to do with the labs as much as it does with Fort Huachuca. Are y'all following me? Like, are y'all getting it? Same lines with Annie. The Neptune and Sag was activated by Aries, by the Neptune and Aries is going to Honeywell. It's going to Honeywell. Wild. Just wild to me. It's just wild. Let's see. This is Leo. It's transforming her in a major way. Major way. Here is Savannah, highly religious angle, international law, university, school, flight. It's a learning angle for sure. Now let's look at Israel. Let's see if I've got any lines rolling into Israel. I'm sure I do. Let's go all the way to Israel. Where's the missing? The FBI, the natal. Okay, I don't have the Gemini. Yeah, I do. That's going to the UK. Let's look at Israel here. There's Italy. Remember there was a Savannah was supposed to go to Italy. The World Health with two people with communications and war. Could be about the Bitcoin as well. Going right over Rome, right into Spain, Portugal, right over Rome, into Bulgaria. Israel is right here. So this is the Saudi Arabia, Israel. The West Bank is right here in Saudi Arabia because I do show more influence with Saudi Arabia and Israel both at the same time. Possible evidence with long travels. The FBI is faded here with any type of evidence and the plane. The plane. We're going into Qatar. There's Libya, Algeria. And then we can go back into the States. And we can see Laurel Hill, Florida, St. Charles, Louisiana, Forest, Mississippi. I don't know why I have those. I can't remember. There's Waco. That's where the FAA with the flight. It was, the airspace was shut down. The airspace was shut down, and it was shut down crazy enough. It was shut down right by the federal prison where Ghislaine Maxwell is allegedly held. Yep. And then we can keep on going. Pyramid Mountains. Let's keep on. Let's keep on keeping on. Let's go all the way. Let's look to see who lives right here because you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. There's Chris Sanos. That's where he lives. Oh my gosh. Possible evidence. No, I want the evidence. No, I want it. No, I want it. I want to send it off to where I want to. No, I want to. Yeah, something's up with that. Something is up. There's the church friend, Vicky Edwards. Vicky is going right over her place. The FBI is going right over Vicky's place. Same thing. Maxwell, Saudi Arabia. And then we've got another past address for Ryan McDaniel, the roofer and the associate of Peter McGall, right there. Oh, yeah. I cannot make it up, guys. I cannot make it up. So today, the clock is still ticking. It's still ticking. So this is going to be an interesting, we are moving into a major interesting time. I'm talking about for the next decade. We are going to be, and I'm not even exaggerating. This is big. We're moving into big energy with corruption. With corruption. And the sun, our solar beautiful sun is going to be showing up and showing out. We've got a lot to be discussing when it comes to the general transits and what I'm seeing. And, so I am going to close this live out about Nancy Guthrie, and I'm going to jump back on in just a couple of hours. I'm going to give us a break. Anybody that wants to come back and join, guys, let me tell you something. It's going to be awesome. I'm about to be talking about different cases, showing different maps, going back and forth, doing my thing. It's going to be called an astrology chat. And we're just going to chat about McCaslin. We've got to talk about him. We've got to talk about the energies that's coming up with Nancy Guthrie and Tommaso. and how it is going to be playing a role into the upcoming conversations that we're going to be having in the public eye. But again, I'm not certain that she will ever be found. It seems very political, and it just, I don't know. I'm just not, I'm not jiving with the chart itself. Now, I think that William McCaslin will be found. I think that that could be, that could actually give us a shocker. That could bring a lot of, there is an awakening coming, and we haven't even gotten there yet. But as Jupiter becomes critical in Cancer, we are going to see this energy come back and forth with Israel, Fort Huachuca. We are going to see it with Nancy Guthrie and her connection with Hillary Clinton. And we are going to be seeing a lot of things that are going to be coming to the state of Arizona. There is going to be a major, major opposition with Erica Kirk. With Erica Kirk. Major. And I want to be talking to you guys about it. So watch for my thumbnail. I'll be uploading it soon. And I'm going to give myself a couple of hour break. You know, I can eat lunch and look at my cards that Orb just sent. They're on my front porch. Thank you, Orb Attraction. It was a lot of coverage today, and I appreciate you hanging in there with me. I really do. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. If I just blew your mind today and you're dizzy and confused, keep coming back. Keep coming back and you will learn. And whatever it is that you're confused about, all you got to do is ask me. All you got to do is ask. So, guys, thank you again for hanging out with me today. You are appreciated. Your time is appreciated. Yes, sir. I'm going to eat lunch. See you later today, darling. I'm so glad that you've been here. It is interesting. It's another way to investigate. It's another way to investigate, and it's so much fun to learn. Yes, to be continued. I will see you guys shortly. Okay.